Welcome to this video in which we are going to be looking at the Columbia Business School. So if you are applying to Columbia this year, make sure that you watch this video till the end. I'm going to be looking at the essay questions, how you should be approaching about the school, and a lot more. So make sure you watch us till the end. So what is really unique about Columbia? Well, the first thing that you probably know is it's synonymous to finance, right? And you ought to understand why. See, a lot of people from these Ivy League undergrad, they tend to go and work in Wall Street, right? Because that's where all the capital is. When you work in the Wall Street for a few years, you see where all your seniors are going to college. And you realize that, hey, most people end up going to Columbia, so you end up applying to Columbia, right? You go do your 2-year MBA, and then once you graduate, guess where are you going to go back to? You are going to go back to Wall Street, right? And a few years later, what may happen is you may want to visit the school, but as a recruiter, correct? So the relationship between Wall Street and Columbia has been very strong for many years. In fact, one of the things that you probably, if you're interested in this, you could learn about this. It's called value investing, started by someone called Benjamin Graham and David Todd. They are the architects of value investing. They actually were faculty at Columbia, right, in the 20s to 50s, I think. And this legacy has been continued, right? So that finance education is very strong. But I just want you to understand that, that is there, but also the proximity to Wall Street. So that kind of makes it a good finance school. But at the same time, I also want to tell you that it is still going to have people who will want to be a consultant. It will still have people who will want to be a product manager. Remember, you'll still have a lot of them wanting to be entrepreneurs. You have a strong base in finance because Columbia believes, because it's in New York, that's another huge advantage that it will play. This is one thing that you cannot really compete, right? Which is Columbia is in the heart of New York. And if you were to look at it, what is New York? If you ask me, New York is about opportunity, right? It's about the fact that you're in close proximity to the headquarters of perhaps all the top Fortune 500 companies in the world. Correct? So that's very unique. So I think along its term, that's something that Columbia enjoys. So that's another thing that they are famous for. So pretty much that's about the program, and that's the thought I wanted to leave you with, which is it is also giving you general management. So though it has a finance focus, you will still learn everything else also. Now coming to the essays that they have, so just wanting to they have one short essay and they have 3 proper essays. The short essay, is 50 characters, and maybe just as an exercise, if you are watching this on your laptop, why don't you just open a tab and see on Word or some document how many 50 characters really are, right? You'll realize it's hardly a few words. So some examples they have already given in the website are: join a strategy consulting firm. That's enough, right? You don't need to say which firm or what you need to do. Launch a data management startup, correct? Or work in business development for a media company. These are the examples, but it could be anything. Work as a product manager for a new age edtech company, right? Maybe that's what you want to write. Whatever, doesn't matter. What is important is the clarity. So if you don't have clarity, rest of what is going to happen will not matter. So on that note, I just wanted to let you know that we also have an MBA application services that we offer at Crackfable, where we match you with our alums, top MBAs from schools such as Columbia, who can actually work with you one-on-one to really understand what should be your positioning and your message. Right? Words are one part, but the story is also an equally important part, if not more. So let's take the first essay. It says, through your resume and recommendations, we have a clear sense of your professional path to date. What are your career goals over the next 3 to 5 years, and what, in your imagination, would be your long-term dream job? 500 words. Now, a couple of things over here. Before I tell you how to structure the 500 words, I would probably say, what is it that they are asking? They are asking, do you have a career plan? Do you have a career plan? Do you know where you are going? Right? As long as you are able to convince them in 500 words that you have a career plan, you have met the objective of this essay. Right? So the first thing that I would do is, if you want, you can maybe start off by telling, so why is it that they have mentioned next 3 to 5 years? Because they understand that the moment you graduate, you may not get a position of your choice, right? It may happen, maybe the economy is bad or whatever it is, but at least in a 3 to 5 years horizon, you should be able to reach what would be defined as your mid-term career goal, right? Which is, if I were to say, I want to be a product manager with a up-and-coming startup, where I want to join a startup at a very early stage. Why I want to do that is because I feel that, I have a certain entrepreneurial spirit in me, correct? But at the same time, I want to get that experience. Now, when you tell what you want to do, correct, you also realize that you need to have a larger vision of what you think is your life goal, right? What is your purpose? Which is where your long-term dream job comes in. So your long-term dream job could be, for example, entrepreneur. To be an entrepreneur. Today, we are in very exciting times, right? Especially post-COVID, the entire thing has been shaken up, right? It's like a snow globe. You shake it up. Everything is up for grabs, right? That means there is a lot of opportunity in this world. How do we maximize this, right? So what I would like to do is get that sense from you. Are you someone who feels that technology has the answer to solving problems that are typically large-scale problems that are unique? If you feel that you are a problem solver, you are a consultant, if you feel you want to do anything else, right? You are a marketer, you want to tell a story nicely. What is that one calling that you have in life, right? I think that's very important for you to figure out. How would I, structure this? So the first thing that you notice is they have mentioned, don't tell me what you have done. However, what they did not tell you is you can still tell how have you grown. See, I need to get a sense of your journey. And I cannot get a sense of your journey unless and until I know the first part, unless and until I know the initial bit, correct? Which is, how have you grown from the time that you are a fresher till now? Who are you? Give me a sense of who you are. Don't tell me stuff that you have written in your resume, correct? But give me a sense of who you are and talk about what goal you want to achieve in life. And that's where I think your first paragraph would come in, right? It is talking about who you are and what is that large, dream that you're trying to pursue, what problem you're trying to fix. If you're able to establish that, then what you could do is give them the second part where you give a career plan, and in that career plan you're going to be talking about how you would be operating in that particular industry, that particular function, that particular geography. What are the kind of companies you're looking at? What kind of impact are you going to create in such roles? You have to be very detailed. Remember, it's 500 words, right? And again, that's where when we work with students, a lot of our time goes in giving them a career plan. So even without an MBA, you should be able to answer this question, correct? So 500 words. My suggestion would be give me a sense of your background, who you are. 100 words. Give me a sense of your longer term vision. What is that impact that you want to create? Maybe 150 words. Give me a sense of the 3 to 5 year horizon. What are the transferable skills that you bring to the table? How you're going to impact? What are you going to do in that role? So 100, 150, 250. So that's how I would try to break it up. But remember, I always maintain that the 500 words is more a recommended structure from me. You can always change it the way you want to. There is no one right approach to writing these essays. Essay number 2, short 250-word essay. It says, why do you feel Columbia Business School is a good fit for you? Now, there are 2 ways in which you can approach it. 250 words doesn't give you a lot of leeway, but I would quickly talk about the professional connect. So professionally, how is it best equipped in your particular industry? What is the advantage of being in New York? What is the advantage of, let's say, the kind of finance classes you're going to have, or for that matter, just the credentials of going to Columbia. So what would it matter from a professional perspective? Personally, I think there is a very big reason that you're going to be in New York, right? The city has a certain vibe to it. So how are you going to explore that? How does that make a difference? I think the personal aspect should also come in when you're talking about good fit, right? Something that is a personal connection, for example, someone that you know or something that is related to what you do. If you're able to give something that is slightly more specific, excellent, right? As specific as you're able to be in this essay. 250 words, 2 examples, 100 words, tied with the 50 word starting and conclusion. That's how I would do this 250 words. Essay 3, little tricky. It says, tell us about your favorite book, movie or song and why it resonates with you. Again, you have 250 words. The first mistake that people do is when they start writing about this essay is they start talking about the book, the author, and this is the story line, correct? You have 250 words, you can't afford doing that. Try to be as brief as possible, right? Even if it's a movie or a song, describe it in one sentence if you think it requires description, right? So just 1 or 2 sentences, just describe it, saying that the classic book this by so and so, right? And now you need to tell how has it influenced you. So you could say the first time that I read this book, right, I was going through a period where I was not very sure. This book gave me that clarity. That could be one. If it is a movie, again, a movie that inspired you. Every time you watch it, it gives you goosebumps. Something interesting. Or it could be, as I say, a song. So what's your favorite pick-me-up song, right? You could say it's this song, every time I listen to it. So I had one of our students writing something similar for another school where he said, there is a Bollywood song from a movie called Jo Jeeta Wohi Sikandar, right? And he says, whenever I hear the title track, it just makes me feel more excited, and it's just that. So he spoke about his personal connection. See, the whole idea is to spend the 200 words talking about why it resonates, and by telling that, you are also revealing who you are. So, you are not revealing the book. You are revealing what that impact that book has had on you. That's the focus for this essay. Right? And then you have the final optional essay. As I maintain for all optional essays, you need to do that only if there is a gap. Correct? This need not be a formal essay. You can even have bullet points, something that you think you need to explain. Please don't explain things like, oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know that in my 3rd year, 2nd semester, I screwed up on this particular subject. If your overall undergrad is fine, it's happened 5-6 years ago, please don't go and dig into specific things that they are going to ignore. Correct? Or if you think that you've been in a company for just, let's say, 1.5 years, if you say, I have to explain, please don't explain that. Correct? Again, if you have any questions, you can always let us know. We are more than glad to help you answer your queries. Alright? So with that, we come to an end. I hope you like this video. I hope you genuinely like the content that we try to bring. We try to keep this free so that you know what it takes. We have a video series on all the top schools. So in case you're applying to other schools, make sure you check the playlist. And as always, like the video, share the love, comment below. We'll make sure that we answer to all the questions over here, and all the best for your application.